Welcome to Enos Computer College. I am Miss Joyce Slatar, your lecturer in Learning Skills 3 midterm period. So actually, this is our fourth and last meeting for midterm. So our topic is all about theories of bilingualism and second language acquisition. Significant advances have been made during the latter part of 20th century with respect to theories of bilingualism and second language acquisition. The theories have influenced our knowledge about what influences the process of second language acquisition include the influence of the first language on the second language. Hakuta, 1986, suggests that the early interest in child second language acquisition and bilingualism was influenced by the work of Wellner Leopold. In a lengthy of meticulous documented study, Leopold detailed the acquisition of two languages by his daughter Hildegard. So here, I will tell a story regarding of theories of bilingualism. Leopold spoke exclusively in German to his daughter while his wife communicated to her exclusively in English. He referred to this process as simultaneous bilingualism. Simultaneous bilingualism refers to the acquisitions of two languages that the one set of speech. In contrast, successive and sequential bilingualism refers to the additional of a second language after the initial establishment of the first language. Really around the age of 5, Leopold's study focused on the details of the development separations and interaction of two languages acquired by his daughter. However, rather than determining whether bilingualism was a handicap or advantage, Leopold's case study revealed that the process of bilingualism is largely influenced by a variety of social and familiar circumstances. Now, what is bilingualism? So, saan nga ba nagmula or ano nga ba ang bilingualism? Put simply, bilingualism is ability to use two words or more actually. However, defining bilingualism is problematic since individual with a variety bilingual characteristic may be classified as bilingual. Bilingualism means to have ability to communicate in two languages. For example, a person could communicate in French and Spanish or in English or a American Sign Language. A person could become bilingual because they are raised in a dual language household because they learned a second language later in life. Bilingual people are more creative than monolingual people, which can lead to satisfaction as well as success. They're also better at multitasking and resolving complex qualities that help both themselves and others. Best of all, bilingualism has been attributed to a lower risk of cognitive loss later in life. Okay, when you say bilingualism, you are a bilingual person or you have a characteristic of being a bilingual if you can talk or you can speak, sabi nga dito, in two languages. You can use in two languages. So students, magkaiba ang languages at dialects. Baka sabihin nyo, I am a bilingual because I know how to speak Bisaya, I know how to speak Bicolano, and so on and so forth. No. When you say bilingualistic or bilingualism, tinutukoy na is mismong wika or lengguwahe. So, I know some of Filipinos are matatalinos. All of Filipinos are matatalinos. Sabi nga ng mga taga-ibang bansa, ang Pilipino daw ay mabilis matuto, especially sa mga lengguwahe. Okay? Lalo na kapag may kinaadikan tayong palabas, Korean man yan, Japanese man yan, agad-agad nating natututunan yung mga lengguwahe nila. Pero yung mga basic lang. Pero hindi mo pa rin naman talagang may sasabi na isa kang bilingualism because dapat kailangan mo makipag-communicate into two languages. So if you are fluent in English, so kaya mo makipagtalakayan kapag kausap mo yung mga nag-i-English at hindi mo dadagdagan ito ng Tagalog. And kapag naman Tagalog, so Tagalog kaya mo makipag-usap. So you are a bilingualist or bilingual characteristic. So merong mga example, like for example is Genki desu ka, ni hao ma, in English is how are you, in Tagalog is kumusta ka. So yun lang yung mga simpleng bilingual or different language na alam ko. Simple lang talaga actually. Hindi ko alam yung mga malalalim pa na salita, yung kumbaga sentences na yung kayang i-sabihin, kumbaga. Okay? So, yan. Pag sinabi natin bilingualism, it means na kaya mong makipag-communicate or makipag-usap using two languages. Okay? Kapag sinabi naman natin, sabi kasi dito, bilingual people are more creative than monolingual people. Okay, students, when we say monolingual people, ito yung mga tao na nagsasalita or ang isang wika or meron lang isang sariling wika. Okay, hindi sila gumagamit ng different languages. Like for us Filipino, kapag nag-uusap tayo, Tagalog. So, one language lang yung ginagamit natin. But, syempre, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, you can be a bilingualism. Basta mag-aral lang, magtuto lang ng iba't ibang lengguwahe na kaya mong makipag-communicate. I don't know if you know Miss Cristel Fulgar, an artist. She is an artist, then she learned how to speak fluent in Korean. So, she's good at that. Then, she is a bilingual person. Kasi kaya niya makipag-communicate ng dire-diretso through Korean languages and also in Filipino language. Okay? That is a sharing. Next. There are several reasons people become bilingual or bilingual. Choice. Of course, sometimes becoming bilingual is purely motivated by an interest in language. Yun nga yung sabi ko sa inyo kanina, di ba? Choice ng isang tao. Siyempre, kapag meron tayong ini-eager na palabas at ayaw na nating tignan yung subtitle, ginugusto nating maunawaan yung lengguwahe nila kahit hirap na hirap tayo. But we are motivated because we are interested in language. Katulad nga na example ko sa inyo, si Miss Cristel Fulgar. She is a fan of a Korean mga palabas and so on and so forth. That's why she eager herself to learn the speak and also the written of spoken of the Korean language. Okay. So kayo rin, I know, meron kayong mga kinahihiligang salita. Now, try to motivate yourself para maaral mo yung lengguwahe na yun. Next, geography. The choices relatively uncommon reason for becoming bilingual. However, next, migration, yung paglipat mo sa isang lugar. Next, religious or professional reason. So, meron na tayong tatlong components ng bilingual student. So, hindi ko na siya inad dito sa ating slide. So, babanggitin ko na lang siya, tandaan nyo na lang. We have the compound bilingual. When we say compound bilingual, ito yung for example is, meron kang kaibigan na lumipat sa Amerika. Dito sa Pilipinas, hindi naman talaga siya marunong magsalita ng Ingles. Nung nakarating siya ng ng Amerika, naging fluent siya, time passed by, naging fluent siya sa pagsasalita ng Ingles. That is compound bilingual. Natututunan mo siya sa paglipas ng panahon dahil nandun ka sa place na yon. Migration, kumbaga. Next, components of a bilingual. Coordinate bilingual. When we say coordinate bilingual students, ito yung inaaral mo. At the same time, kapag nasa school ka, like for example, nandito ka sa Pilipinas at ang school mo ay sa ibang bansa, so sa Pilipinas, kung makipag-usap ka sa mga parents mo, sa mga kaibigan mo, Tagalog. At sa ibang bansa is pure English. Kumbaga, natututunan mo yung salita nila, kaya na-adapt mo sa sarili mo. Coordinate, natututunan. Next, subordinate bilingual. When we say subordinate bilingual, ito yung parang ina-adapt mo siya in your own sa sarili mo. Hindi ito nanggaling sa community, hindi ito nanggaling sa inaaral, which is ina-adapt mo lang siya sa sarili mo. That is subordinate bilingual. Okay? That is all about bilingual. Now, ask yourself if you are a bilingual person. So, kung kaya mo makipag-usap which is into two or using two languages. Okay? Next. What is environmentalist theory? When we say environmentalist theory, the work of John Schumann in 1978 provided a foundation of theories that explore the environmental factors of second language acquisition. Schumann's acculturation model was based on the premise that the extent to which a second language learner adapts the new culture influences appreciations of the target language. There are clear linkage between Schumann's acculturations model and Garner and Lambert theories on second language motivations orientation. Schumann acculturation model posited that a group, society, and psychological distance from speaker of the target language accounted for lack of proficiency in the target language. The essential factors in the model is the degree to which the second language learner adapt to a new culture, with language being one aspect of culture. In his model, Schumann identified each factors that influence social distance. These are summarized below. Note that these factors refers to a group rather than individual distance. Okay, when we say environmentalist theory, ito ay isang uri ng second language. Pero pinagtatalunan to ngayon. Second language appreciations, which is saan nga ba or paano nga ba matututo ang isang bata sa pagsasalita? Ano nga ba yung unang natututunan ng bata? Okay? Next tayo. Schumann's 8 factors of social and psychological distance. When we say social dominance, considers that degree of equality, subordination, or domination among group. Kino-considers, when we say social dominance, ito yung equality. Kino-consider ang degrees when it comes to subordination or dominations among sa buong grupo. Next, integration pattern reflects the desire of both the target language and language learner group to assimilate. Next, integration pattern reflects, ulitin ko lang siya, cohesiveness of the group influence second language learner. Size of the group influence second language learner in the smaller group are readily assimilated into the target language group. Cultural coherence reflects the degree to which the two groups' cultures are considered to be similar and to share aspect. Attitude reflects to affective factors, including the feeling of language confusion and culture shock, or the second language learner, and motivation to learn the target language. Intended length of residence refers to the amount of time that second language learner group intends to remain with the target language group. Okay. So this theory, environmentalist theory, is naniniwala sila before ng isang bata ay hindi agad walang kakayahan na kaya agad na matuto. Walang kakayahang matuto agad-agad. 'Di ba? Ang mga bata, like for example, 2 hanggang 4 or to 5 years old, wala silang kakayahang matuto agad in their own. Yan ang paniniwala nila. Because yun daw ay natututunan, ang lengguwahe ay natututunan base sa environmentalist or kumbaga sa isang grupo. Kapag ang isang bata ay nanatili sa isang grupo o sa isang lugar, doon niya makakasanayan at matututunan yung iba't ibang lengguwahe hanggang siya ay tumanda. Okay? Like for example, ang bata daw is hindi nila alam ang word na mama or mommy. Pero observe a child or a baby when she said ma, ma, ma. And yung parent or yung mother is sobrang happy, kinikiss yung baby, hinahag yung baby. That's why natutuwa yung bata. Kaya lagi niyang inuulat yung word na ma. That's why hanggang sa matapos niya at mabuo niya yung salitang mama. So, ibig sabihin, hindi talaga na-learn or natutunan agad ng bata yon in his or her own. So, it's depende sa environmental or group na kanyang kinasasamahan. Okay? That is environmentalist theory. How about the nativist theory? So, ito ay isang contrast, kabaliktaran ng environmentalist kasi of the second language acquisition which hold the nurture experience, kumbaga. When we say nurture, it's about experience. It's more important than nurture in language development. Okay? Nativist theory or nativist theories hold the acquisition occurs largely as a result of an innate biological process. Nativist theory are largely based on the work of Chomsky in 1950s. Chomsky and theory suggests that all human beings have innate ability to acquire language. Chomsky refers to this hand or hard wiring of the brain for language acquisitions as the language acquisitions device, or we call LAD. Chomsky works directly opposed the position of behaviorists such as B.F. Skinner, who had previously suggested that language development occurs largely as a result of behavioral reinforcement of a child environment. Scholars of language in the brain generally agree that human brain is predisposed to process language input accordingly to some present principle and will formulate rules for the comprehension and production of language. One of the principal scholars to apply Chomsky theory to the process of second language acquisition is Stephen Krashen. Krashen's 1985 monitor theory derived from Krashen's monitor model proposed in the late 1970s and early 1980s consists of 5 interrelated hypotheses. The purpose of this is the acquisition learning hypothesis. This hypothesis draw a clear distinction between the acquisitions of a second language and learning a second language. Krashen suggests that acquisition take place when we learn a language subconsciously and for a variety of difficult purposes. In contrast, the language learning occurs when we focus on various aspects of a language. For example, grammatically, structure, phonology, often in a prescribed learner environment such as formal academic settings. He refers to this distinction as incidental and intentional learner. So bago ko i-discuss ito, ibabalik ko muna sa unang slide. Okay, when we say nativist theory, sabi dito, yan ay contrast ng environmentalist. Kasi naniniwala ang inventor na si Mr. Chomsky noong siya ang gumawa ng noong 1950s, siya ang nag-required or gumawa ng language acquisition device or what we call LAD. Ito daw ay isang parte sa utak ng tao na mabilis kang matututo even though bata ka. Bakit? Bakit niya nagawa ito? Dahil nagtataka siya at naniniwala siya sa mga kabataan before. Until now, ang mga bata ngayon, kapag nakakarinig lang sila ng sounds, like for example is bark ng isang aso o tahol ng isang aso, kaya na nila itong gayahin agad-agad. At kapag tinanong mo, what is the sound of dog? Then magbo-bark sila. What is the sound of cat? And then magmamiyaw sila. And then so on and so forth hanggang sa naririnig nila. Once a baby watch a TV or sa mga cellphone, sa mga bagong palabas ngayon, afterwards, pagkatapos nilang manood, kaya na nilang gayahin yung kanilang pinanood before. You know what, students? I have nephew, actually. He is 2 years old. Kaka 2 years old niya pa lang. So, he knew how to, what is the sounds of snake and differences animals na mahirap naman i-distinguish. But because of cell phone and some gadgets and because of language acquisition devices, sinasabi ni Mr. Chomsky na naka-intact na sa ating utak or nasa utak na natin, mamememorize agad yun ng bata. Even though the sounds, kayang ma-recognize agad ng bata yon. Kaya, you know what, naniniwala din ako na all of the children are made by the nativist theorists because they know how and they easily learned things basic or easy. Napakabilis matutunan ngayon na parang naka-intact na sa bata na this is your mommy. Afterwards, magbilang ka lang ng months, she or he can speak mommy and so on and so forth na natututunan niya sa kanyang kapaligiran. At sa pag-observe ng bata sa kapaligiran niya, even though hindi mo siya turuan, marinig niya lang, kaya niya na ito agad sabihin at tumatatak na yun sa kanyang utak or sa kanyang brain. Okay? So, this is the theories na pinagtatalunan talaga. Kung ano nga ba talaga ang meron sa learning, especially sa language ng isang tao. And you know what, sa environmentalist students, kapag ang isang bata kasi, here in the Philippines, like for example, Tagalog tayo, pero kapag yan ay sinanay mo sa salita or sa lingwaheng English, magtutuloy-tuloy yan sa process ng bata hanggang sa kaya nilang magsalita in her or his own ng sarili niyang language. Okay? So, now kasi hindi na mahirap turuan ng isang bata, no? kaya na natin silang bilingual actually, kaya natin silang kausapin ng Tagalog, kaya mo na rin silang kausapin ng English. So, there are bilingual actually, it depends na lang sa environment na kanyang kinasasamahan. Okay? So, actually, students, now, before we end this lesson video, I want to share what is phonology so when we say phonology, the system of constructive relationship among the speech, sound, that constituents the fundamental opponents of language. So ibig sabihin, phonology, ito yung typically or defined na the study of speech sounds of language or language and the laws governing them. So speech sounds. Kasi si Chomsky naniniwala siya sa parts of speech. Alam niyo naman ang mga parts of speech, di ba? We have noun, pronoun, adjective, and so on, and so forth. So that's why every languages are made, and it depends to people how can she learn or how he or she can learn different languages. Okay, sabi ko nga kanina, it's about the interest and the motivation. Kung hindi ka man magmamigrate sa bansang yon, isa lang ang choice, isa lang naman ang magiging choice mo, which is the interest and the motivations. Okay? So thank you, students, for watching, and thank you for listening for our topic today. It's all about the history or the theories of the second language acquisition. So hopefully that you learned something new today. See you on finals. Good luck sa midterm. Thank you.